Mr. Speaker, I am opposed to the President's vague and inadequate strategy for dealing with ISIS, and therefore I rise in opposition to this amendment. In his haste to claim credit for withdrawing our troops from Iraq, President Obama left the door open to exactly the kind of crisis that has exploded throughout the region. Instead of working hard to renew a status of forces agreement with a sufficient number of American troops to preserve the peace, President Obama was anxious to use withdrawal from Iraq as a campaign slogan in 2012. We're now reaping the whirlwind sown by that reckless policy. And this new policy is little more than an incremental strategy, not unlike the one used in Vietnam. History warns of the dangers of such approaches. By moving hesitantly in piecemeal fashion, the enemy has more time to learn, adapt, and get stronger. This is a recipe for stalemate and failure. There's another obvious lesson in all of this. Almost since taking office, the Obama administration has been working to reduce our military. President Obama has directed over $1 trillion in cuts to the U.S. military since he took office. Under his planned cuts, senior Army leaders have testified that the Army would be unable to repeat its performance over the last decade in Iraq and Afghanistan. And finally, the President has acted as if dangerous and avowed enemies are either not serious threats, like the JV team of global terrorism, or he's acted as though they're reasonable enemies who are willing to negotiate peace. Neither is true with ISIS, and if we're going to degrade and destroy them, it will not happen through an indecisive strategy that relies on unreliable and largely unknown help from Syrian rebels, whose own motivations and goals are mixed and almost impossible to be certain of. In addition, recent history has taught us that the weapons and resources we commit to other forces that easily fall into the hands of even worse enemies like ISIS.